Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for GMAT. We have been solving GMAT math problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 13th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 287. Please turn to page number 287. Today is our lesson number 194, the very last problem on the page, number 140. Problem number 140 simply asks us, was this guy's appointment on Wednesday? Was his appointment on Wednesday? That is a simple question. Let's see what they tell us in the first statement. In the first statement they tell us that exactly 60 hours before the appointment it was Monday. Alright, so 60 hours earlier it was Monday. That is given to us. 60 hours earlier it was Monday. What we do not know is what time on Monday. It could be any time on Monday. So what we have to do now is to look at all the extreme scenarios. But in this case, when we say all the extreme scenarios, we just mean two extreme scenarios. Was 60 hours before his appointment was Monday? Was it the very beginning of Monday, or was it towards the very end of Monday, right a second before the stroke of midnight when it was about to turn from Monday to Tuesday? Or was it at the very beginning of Monday when it was about to turn from Sunday to Monday, like 1 second into Monday? Or was it 1 second into Monday, 1 nanosecond into Monday? Or was it just 1 nanosecond before the end of Monday? Let's look at the two scenarios. That's what it is. So the one scenario here is perhaps his appointment was or rather 60 hours earlier. It says it's Monday. Perhaps 60 hours earlier that they're talking about, maybe it was Monday at 00, or was it at Monday at 24 hours? Now when we say Monday at 00, which is same as the stroke of midnight on Monday, right when it turns from Sunday to Monday. In that case, if we were to add 24 hours to it, 24 hours later, it will be Tuesday at 00. Another 24 hours would make it 48. 48 hours later, it will be Wednesday at 00. When it's at 00 means the very beginning of Wednesday. And similarly, if we were to add another 12 hours, that will give us 60 hours. 60 hours later, it would be Wednesday. It would be Wednesday at noon. So here the answer would be yes. 60 hours later, it turns out to be Wednesday at noon if 60 hours earlier happens to be the very beginning of Monday. So here, was his appointment on Wednesday? Was this appointment on Wednesday? The answer is yes. His appointment was precisely at 12 noon. The answer here is yes. Let's see what happens here. Maybe 60 hours earlier, it was very end of Monday. The Monday that they're talking about is towards the very end. In which case, 24 hours later, it will be Tuesday at 24. Towards the very end of Tuesday. And then 48 hours later, it is already the end of Wednesday. His appointment couldn't possibly be on Wednesday because just 48 hours later it will be the end of Wednesday. And if you were to add another 12 hours, we'll end up at Thursday noon. So here his appointment happens to be at Thursday noon instead of Wednesday noon. So was this appointment on Wednesday? In this scenario the answer is no. Before it was yes. The first statement does not do the job. The first statement is not sufficient. A, D, B, C, E. Let's look at second statement, shall we? Because the first statement by itself turns out to be not sufficient, we know now answer cannot be B, C, or E. Or rather, answer cannot be A or D. Answer cannot be A or D. I'm looking for a room to put it here. Let's put it here. 60 hours earlier, it was Monday, it said. A, D, B, C, E. Because the first statement by itself turned out to be not sufficient, we know answer cannot be A or D. It will have to be either B, C, or E. Let's look at second statement. Second statement tells us that the appointment was between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Appointment was between 1 and 9 p.m. Well, that does us no bloody good. Simply knowing that his appointment is between 1 and 9 p.m., that information by itself is not going to tell us if his appointment is on Wednesday. If somebody comes up to you and tells you, my appointment is between 1 and 9 p.m., are you able to tell what day his appointment is? Obviously not. It's silly. Second statement by itself is no good. Because second statement by itself is not sufficient, we also know the answer is not B. It would have to be either C or E. Let's put them together, see what happens. Let's put them together. So now we know that it's between 1 and 9 p.m. and we know that 60 hours earlier it was Monday. Let's put it together, see what happens. So again, we're going to look at two scenarios. So the first statement tells us this part. Second statement tells us that it is between 1 and 9 p.m. So again, we are going to look at two extreme scenarios. We're going to pretend that his appointment was at 1 p.m. and the other extreme case, we were going to pretend that his appointment was at 9 p.m. and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. If in both cases we end up on Monday 60 hours earlier, then we are fine. So if his appointment happens to be 1 p.m. on Wednesday or 9 p.m. on Wednesday, if his appointment happens to be 1 p.m. Wednesday, then 24 hours earlier must have been 1 p.m. Tuesday. Another 24 hours earlier, it must have been 1 p.m. Wednesday. 1 p.m. Wednesday. And if you were to go another 12 hours, it will be 60 hours earlier. And 60 hours earlier turns out to be 1 a.m. on Wednesday. 1 a.m. on Wednesday. Yes, 60 hours earlier. It is 1 a.m. So was his appointment on Wednesday? The answer is yes, because it works. 60 hours earlier, if his appointment happens to be between 1 and 9 p.m., then 60 hours earlier, it is Monday. It should say Monday here. One more time. So if his appointment happens to be at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, then 24 hours earlier it would have been Tuesday. Another 24 hours earlier will be 1 p.m. on Monday, and another 12 hours will put us at 1 a.m. on Monday. 1 a.m. on Monday. It works. It is Monday. 60 hours earlier, it is Monday, just like it's supposed to be. Let's see what happens here. If his appointment happens to be at 9 p.m. Wednesday, then 24 hours earlier must have been 9 p.m. Tuesday. Another 24 hours will make it 9 p.m. on Monday. Another 12 hours will make it 60 hours. 60 hours earlier will make it 9 a.m. on Monday. Still meets the condition. 60 hours earlier, it was Monday. Problem tells us that 60 hours earlier, it was Monday. It is Monday. Appointment is based on the fact that his appointment is between 1 and 9 p.m. 60 hours earlier, it is Monday. It is either Monday. It is somewhere between Monday 1 p.m. and 1 a.m. and 9 a.m. depending on where his appointment is between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. But it is Monday. We have to fulfill two conditions. We have to make sure that his appointment is in that time frame between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. and we have to make sure that 60 hours earlier, if we were to go back in time 60 hours earlier, we fall on Monday. Of course we fall on Monday. So putting the two statements together does the job. But each statement by itself was no good. The answer is C. The answer is C. That's all. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.